Hey friend, welcome back to The Gentle Reset, your no judgment zone for creating a home that actually works for you. I'm Allison, ADHD home and systems coach, former occupational therapist, and mom of two, and I'm so glad you're here. Last week in episode 34, we talked about what to do if you start decluttering and then lose momentum in your closet. Today we're talking about the part that often slows everything down, letting things go. If you've ever looked at your closet and felt like it's just too much to deal with, or you found yourself holding on to things longer than you want to, this episode is for you. And if this sounds like you, make sure you hit follow now. The final episode next week in the series is where we bring it all together. Here's your weekly 3, a mind hack, a home hack, and a personal highlight to help your home feel lighter, more functional, and easier to maintain. In this episode, we're talking about the part of decluttering that often slows everything down, letting things go. Because even when you know you're ready to declutter, it can still feel really hard to let things go. We'll talk through why letting go can feel heavier than expected, what's coming up when you try to declutter, and a simple way to move forward without forcing yourself to decide everything at once. Plus, a real client story about working through emotional decisions during a closet cleanout. Next week, we're wrapping up the series and talking about what it looks like to get support and finally have a closet that works for you. And if you're finding this helpful, make sure you're following this podcast. Let's jump in. Here's the mindset shift I want you to hear today. A lot of times, it's not starting that's the hardest part. It's letting things go. Because you can walk into your closet and know what's not working. You can see the clothes you don't wear, the things that don't fit, the items you keep skipping over. But actually letting them go, that's where things slow down. Because every item can feel like a decision you have to justify. Well, this still fits technically. I could wear this again. I spent money on this. Well, what if I need it later? And then there's the guilt, which I see in a lot of ADHD homes. The guilt about not wearing something you bought. The guilt about the money you spent, or even guilt tied to a different season of life, a version of you that used to wear those clothes. So instead of it feeling like a simple decision, it starts to feel heavier than that. And that's when you pause and second guess. And then the same thing happens. You avoid the closet. You keep stuffing things into it. And it turns into a dumping ground that never really gets dealt with. And if your closet is also making laundry feel harder to keep up with, that's usually connected too. I have a free 5 ADHD-friendly laundry hacks checklist that walks you through 5 simple ways to stay on top of laundry without frustration or burnout. I'll link the checklist in the show notes for you. So if letting go is the part that feels hard, here's something you can try. Create one designated bin or container for sentimental items. Because a lot of times, what's holding you up isn't your everyday clothes. It's the items tied to different seasons of life, or things that hold memories. So instead of letting those items slow down your entire closet, give them a clear contained space. That way, they're not mixed in with what you use every day, and you're not thinking about them every time you get dressed. I also recommend labeling the bin and storing it up on a top shelf out of the way. You're still keeping them, you're just not letting them take over the space. And that makes it easier to move forward with everything else. You can always come back to that bin later, but it doesn't have to hold up your progress right now. And if you're realizing this feels like more than just getting organized, this is exactly the kind of thing we can talk through together. Inside a curiosity call, we look at your closet and what's been making this feel hard, talk through what's coming up when you try to let things go, and figure out where to start so it actually feels manageable. This call is a chance to get clarity and see what it would look like to work together inside a closet makeover. You'll leave with a better understanding of your next step and whether that kind of support would be helpful for you. And this reminds me of a closet makeover client who was getting ready to move and needed to go through her closet. And it wasn't just about the clothes. She was dealing with a lot of memories. There were items tied to different seasons of her life, things she had held onto for a long time, and a lot of emotions around letting things go. And it felt overwhelming between the amount of stuff she had and preparing for a move at the same time. She was trying to figure out how to even get started with everything in front of her. So we didn't rush it. We moved through the closet by breaking it into smaller zones, giving her space to make decisions, and support along the way when she needed it. We focused on what felt best for her in that season. And she shared, there are a lot of big emotions around the clean out, but Allison was so awesome. She gave me a step by step action plan and a lot of support and encouragement along the way. The biggest success was not just completing the job, but feeling so positive that I did it a full day early. Honestly, I can't wait to hire her again to help me organize the new space. And if you're listening to this and it feels similar for you, like it's not just about the stuff, this is exactly the kind of thing we can talk through together. You can schedule a curiosity call using the link in the show notes whenever you're ready. Here's what I want you to remember today. Letting go is often the part that slows everything down. It's okay if it feels heavier than you expected. You don't have to work through it all at once, and giving sentimental items a home can help you keep moving forward. Well, that's it for today, friend. Thank you for being here and spending this time with me today. Don't forget to hit follow now so you don't miss out on the Closet Series episodes. If this episode resonated with you or you've been listening for a while, I'd love it if you left a quick review or shared it with a friend. It helps more ADHD women find this kind of support too. Remember, one small shift at a time creates momentum. You're doing better than you think, and I'm so proud of you. See you next week on the Gentle Reset for another weekly 3.